Oh, good fish. Yes! You little ripper. Have a go at that one. It's just teabagging the prawn. And he absolutely belted it. Flip over there, son. Have a go at him. That is a nice lizard. Good morning, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. If you can tell by my surroundings, it looks like I'm in an estuary, and you're absolutely dead right. I'm back down the Gold Coast in the wake of the Flathead Classic, and I'm here to get even. Our first day of the Flathead Classic, we struggled really hard. So I'm down here to see if I'm going to crown myself post-fish champion. I'm calling it early. I'm going to see if I can get a really good score of flathead by myself. I'm fishing solo today, and see if the things that we learnt in the last couple of days, the last 2 days, sorry, I'll see if they translate into more fish now, and this is about a week later. So I'm back down. I'm going to be chasing some big flathead today. I've got the whole day at my disposal. Looks like there's a bit of rain around, but hopefully it stays offshore. And look, I'm pretty keen. I'm excited. Hopefully we can get onto a few. It's pre-dawn now. I reckon it's the perfect time to be chucking some big baits for some big girls. Then I'm going to go deep, and then I'm just going to see where the day takes me. But yeah, my goal for today is to beat the 670 points that we got on day 2. That was the most points we got in one day. My goal is to beat that today solo. So if I can do that, I'm crowning myself the post-fish champion of the Flathead Classic. Alright guys, I'm going to get a lure in the water. Thanks for tuning in. Stoked to have you with me. Let's get to business. Now the beauty about today is I can throw whatever I want with absolutely no pressure at all. So I'm going to start off with this glide bait here. Nice yellow tail on it. See if I can't crack a big one right on dawn. That would be a great way to start the day, I reckon. Yes! Yes! Oh, he just clocked it. What is that, a tailor? I don't think it's even a flathead. It's a tailor. Well, I wasn't expecting that. It's not a bad tailor either. Well, that's not your stereotypical tailor time. It's not a bad chopper either, and he's absolutely crunched the Swimbait. How cool is that? I thought that was a flatty for all money, on the paws and everything. Oh, easy does it, mate. Easy does it. Oh, didn't miss him with the hooks. Well, there you go, big Swimbait tailor, start the day. That's a 0 point scorer for the Classic, but hey, I'll take it, not bad at all. Alright mate. Let him go, see you mate. Out of there. Well, that's not exactly what I was expecting straight up, but hey, I'll take it. I will take it. Yep. Got him that time. we're on the board. You! Not a monster, but that's a nice scoring fish. I would have been stoked with him in the Classic. Smacked that glide too, which is always cool. You ripper. There you have it. Nice little floodie, just about to measure him up now and see how many points I would have got him. That's the first one for the morning, and I think if we were going by comp rules it would have been just started fishing, so be happy with that in the comp, that's for sure. What a ripper. On a glide bait too, on that yellowtail glide bait. Just going to measure him up then get him back in the water. Well, he's no monster, but 51 centimetres. Would have loved to have him in the comp. Oh well, that's one on the board. Let's get him back. On him, mate. Oh, easy does it, easy does it. See you later. Got him. Only a little tucker. Well, that was a strange old hit. Kept on swimming towards me. I thought I had him, lost him, had him, lost him. But I think he'd be mid-40s, so another nice little scorer. Yeah, this would have been the cracking start in the first day of the Classic. I know we got those 16, but we didn't get that bigger size. This is a nice fish. I'm just going to chuck him on the measure now. There you go, 44. So well and truly a scorer as well. Nice. I'll get him back. See you, mate. I'll stick the hooks in it. Oh, got him. Good fish. All the boys are on.
How you like the finesse rods?
They're nice and crisp. Woo! Struth. Might be a real one. See if it's got 2 prawns in its mouth. I was just having oh, it's a cracker too. Well, that is an absolute horse.
Hey, this is on your prawn.
Oh, I know.
You just threw me that prawn.
And it just spat it too.
Oh,
so I was just having a yarn to Justin, and we're talking about prawns, and he lost his. Literally chucked him one, and I reckon he had about 4 casts with it. There it is there. That's a nice fish too, solid. That'd have to go 75.
Yeah, it'd be a mid-70s.
Bloody nice fish.
Thanks, Sammy.
Whoa.
Tackle support on the water.
That's just the service I provide. Can I sacrifice the thumb and hold him up? For everyone watching at home, this is how you lose a finger.
Lose all my rods here. There she is, mate.
That's a cracking fish, nice and solid. Big release. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I can feel that on the leader. And it's definitely not as big as yours. Well, that was very next cast after Justin's. And the prawn. Oh. Prawn has done it again. Mate, that was on a prawn as well. 50 on the dot. Another nice little scorer. See you, mate. Well, it is that time of the day again. The mighty Lumo prawn and chartreuse head has come out to play. I only got those three legals so far, so I thought, why not bust out a classic and see if I can't tick a few more over. Just going to work this deeper ledge here and see if I can't nail a few. Finally, little shrimp eater. Little shrimp eater. Scoffed it too. Look at that, that's a whole shrimp down his gob. There's a little while between that bite and the last ones. Look at that, absolutely scoffed it. I reckon I'll put the lure through that spot a few times too. I reckon he'd be a scorer. Let's check it out. Easy there, fella. No one needs to get spiked today. I will get the lip grooves. Rightio. Oh no, one of the classic Sammy Hitzke 39s. So no score out of that guy. But look, it's good to get a bit of a bend in the rod because it's been a little while. See you, mate. Another little tucker. I thought that might have been a it hit nice and decently, but didn't follow through with the goods. Once again, old shrimpy do. Let's see if I can get this out without getting spiked. Oh, I might use the pliers. See you, mate. Another undersize. Sticking to my strengths, I think. Get this shrimp back in there. Oh, good fish. Oh, good fish. Good fish. Yes. You little ripper. Have a go at that one. It's just teabagging the prawn and he absolutely belted it. Flip over there, son. Have a go at him. That is a nice lizard. Woo! Nice Gary. Well, there she is, 65 centimetres. Thought she would have gone a bit bigger, but that's all right. Great scoring fish. And I'll time to get her back. Yes, another one. Nice little fish. Put him straight on the measure. And that's about 43, that one. 43, so still a nice little fish. This is on 125mm shrimp too, so I'm chasing big girls and even the little ones will still smack it, which is pretty cool. I'll grab the hooks out and let him go. Well, I left the boys alone for a little while, come back to say g'day. This is what I'm greeted with. Another horse. The boys are on fire. They might be... Oh,
sorry, bud.
You're right.
Getting poked in the face. You know all about
we might have to crown you guys post fish champions. You'd be on some points now.
Mate. Yeah, well, for today. Yeah,
That's a cracker.
Beauty.
How big was that one?
About 78.
78. Well, the wind is up, but we've just witnessed a bit of an epic fight here. Alex Hallam from BCF Oxenford. Is it Oxenford? He's just landed an absolute stonker Jew. That's got to be well over a metre. Absolute cracker fish. 8 pound leader, 8 pound braid. And he's just going to get some photos. Little vibe in its mouth. And he's going to get some photos and send it back. But it is bloody hard work sitting here. Good stuff, lads.
Thanks, mate.
Righto. I've got to get a lure back in the water. It's all action stations here. Well, the wind has come up. The wind has come up something fierce, so I decided to do one last troll run before I call it a day. Just got a little fella here. Just be 40 or more than likely just under. Bigger than I thought. He's another 43. So that's not a terrible fish at all. Stay still, mate. Stay still. Easy does it. Right, mate. Catch you later. Well guys, the boat's on the trailer, car's packed, and it is time for me to hit the highway. That wind came out of absolutely nowhere and full on blew its ring out. It kind of sucks too, because we were onto a bit of a good bite out the front there, and yeah, we pretty well just got blown away. But I'm going to hit the highway because there's a massive storm coming as well. I checked the radar, so time for me to get out of here. Hopefully I get a bit of a free boat wash on the way home. That'd be good. Stay tuned though, because when I get home, I'm going to go through all my rods and reels that I use for flathead fishing. I know a lot of guys were curious after the last video as to what those combos actually were. So I'll go in depth and have a chat about them when I get home. So stay tuned till then, and I'll catch you that. Actually, you don't have to stay tuned. It's just going to happen right after this. So see you in a sec. Righto guys, so we're back at HQ now. Not a terrible day on the water, that one. Ended up with 8 flathead for 428 points. So not the 670 I was chasing, but still not a bad result. And I didn't get to fish the last 2.5 hours because that cyclonic wind came up. I think though, if we're going to crown anyone post-fish champion, I have to give it to the other lads. They got some wickedly big fish today. Very, very jealous of that. So much so that I'm probably going to have to go back down and have another little crack. I'm still hungry to crack that 670 mark. I'd like to see a 1,000 point day. That'd be good fun. So I reckon I'm going to have to get back down there and give it another crack while they're still firing. But for now, I did promise you I'd go through my favourite flathead outfits. This is going to be great for those guys looking to get into flathead fishing, because I'm going to go through which outfit I use where and what the actual outfit consists of. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, stay tuned because it's coming up right now. My first outfit is this one here. Now this is a 8-foot rod. I've really been enjoying the longer rods lately, especially when you're casting. You can get a lot more distance and you've got a really nice sensitive tip. Now because that tip is so sensitive, I can actually get away with this rod, which is a 3 to 6 kilo. Usually in a 7-foot rod I'd use a 2 to 4 when I'm casting small plastics. But this 8-foot here, the tip on it's so light, so sensitive that I can use a 3 to 6, 8-foot long. It's got a 2,500 size reel and a 5-pound braid, and I can cast little plastics like this, little hard bodies, an absolute mile, which is exactly why this rod probably is one of my preferred flathead outfits. It's probably the one I have in my hand the most, particularly when we're up on the flats. This rod gets an absolute hammering. So as you can see, it's already rigged up with a little shrimp, but that's got a 1/4 ounce jig head. Anything 1/4, 1/6, 1/8. This thing can cast an absolute mile. Rod model, this is an 8-foot, it's a Savage Gear LRF rod. So from BCF, that one here, 8-foot, 3 to 6 kilo, works an absolute treat. Reel is a 2,500 Shimano Stratic. That's spooled with 5-pound Power Pro. 5-pound Power Pro breaks probably at about 100 pound, who knows, it's really strong stuff. But it's really fine, casts really well. I found with some of the lighter braids, I was casting off a lot of lures, The braid would just, after a trip or two, if you didn't kind of remove the first 2 meters of line, it'd just pop mid-cast. I found the Power Pro really good for longevity. It's really tough and it's still nice and fine. Now this one here, this is another 8-foot setup. This is a 10 to 32 gram cast rating rod. It's another Savage Gear rod from BCF. And this is my rod that I use still up on the flats, but if I'm casting a larger profile. So those big jerk baits, double clutches, bigger profile plastic. This rod here, and I can even use it in a bit deeper. You would have seen in the Flathead Classic videos, I was using this in that kind of 3 to 5 meter range with a kind of 3/8 weight jig head, and not a massive plastic, but you know, that 100 mil, 125 mil, all that sort of stuff is awesome for this plastic here. I also use it for when I'm using big bent minnows and stuff over the flats for surface flathead and your smaller glide baits. This rod here being 8 foot, again, I can get really long casts with it. It's got quite a stiff tip, so it's really good for imparting action, particularly with those hard bodies where, like with a jerk bait, you really got to whack them hard to get that kind of erratic burying action. Same with the surface lures, you want to make them as erratic as possible and splash around on the top, really grabs the flathead attention. I'm running that on a 3000 Shimano Stratic. This has got 8-pound Power Pro on it, so again, still very light braid. So that one there, that's probably my second most commonly used rod. Every other situation where I'm not using the light one up on the flats, I've got this one in my hand. Okay, we're going up slightly heavier again. This is a 4 to 6 kilo, 7'5" Savage Gear multi-purpose Predator rod. As you can see here, this one's rigged up with a slapstick. Now, these slapsticks weigh a fair bit. They're about 30 grams or something like that. And again, 7'5", I can punch a really long cast out with that, and I can use the stiffness in this rod, being a 4 to 6 kilo. It's got a fair bit of kick to it. I can use the stiffness to really tweak that lure along and get it dancing along the bottom. I pretty well exclusively use this setup for slapsticking. With that, I've got a 3000 Stella. That's got about I think a 16-pound braid on it, and yeah. This is pretty well specialised for my glide baiting. This is pretty well specialised for the slapsticking. I just leave it rigged up with a slapstick. When I see an area that looks like it's ready to go for a slapstick to go across it, out it comes. After that, it just goes back in the rod holder, but very useful for what it does. Now next up, we've got another 4 to 6 kilo rod, but this one is a bit different. This one's 6'8". It's quite short, it's quite stiff, which makes it perfect for vibing and jigging heavy weighted plastics in the deep water. Now this time of the year, the big breeding flathead get out in those deep waters, around the pin bar, the seaway, all those sorts of areas. They sit on the bottom, and we're using big plastics down there to try and tempt them into biting. And for that, these shorter, stiffer rods are absolutely perfect. You don't really want an 8-foot rod to be jigging vertically. It's a lot of leverage against you, and you lose a lot of sensitivity, particularly when that current's running fast. So 6'8" with a stiff tip, absolutely perfect. So with this one, I'm usually using like a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce head, or a big vibe, like your fish traps, your 95 and 110 mil fish traps. Absolutely perfect for this style. This is another Savage Gear rod. This is a Finesse, 6'8", 4 to 6 kilo, absolutely perfect. I've got that rigged with a 3000 Savage Gear reel, and I've got I think it's 16 pound or 16 or 10 pound with braid on this one as well. But that's my deep water vibing and plastics rod, straight up and down, hard taps, hard little flicks, absolutely perfect, nice and stiff. Once you hook up, plenty of stick to get them away from structure. And last but not least, we've got the infamous glide baiting setup. Now you would have seen me hanging off this fairly often over the last few videos. I've been pretty keen on my glide baiting lately. It's a really good fun way to chase big flathead. I haven't cracked a really big girl yet. I got that 83 a couple of weeks ago, but since then I haven't managed to nail a good one. I got those 2 little small ones earlier today, but yeah, wasn't the big girl I was chasing. Now I usually use, in the rod department, I use what's called a Dobbins Fury. I think it's a 15 to 30 pound rod, but that came an absolute cropper in the Flathead Classic, and it's now missing its tip. So for the meantime, I'm using this. This is a Savage Gear Browser rod. It's 8 foot, 10 to 16 kilo. It's a fair lump of a rod, probably a bit too heavy for flathead glide baiting, I would say. But until the replacement Dobbins comes through, this is what I will be using. line wise, I've got 25 pound. I think it's Verivas. I've had it on this bait caster for ages now. It's really good. I find it's great for abrasion resistance, great casting. And yeah, I've had it on there for ages, haven't had a problem with it. And the bait caster reel, that is an old school Calcutta Conquest DC reel. Now I've had this for about probably, I'd say close to 10 years now, and it's been absolutely faultless. I'm not even sure if you can still get them. I've got it in left hand because I fish left-handed, and I found it to be absolutely great for this style of fishing. I like that bigger profile. You can get your hand over it, really work your rod. However you work your glide baits, it's just really comfortable in the hand. Like I said, this rod's probably a bit heavy. It's a bit awkward to use if you're trying to impart any action. The Dobbins was a bit lighter in the hand, a bit lighter in the tip too, so it's a bit more forgiving when you actually hook up. This one, it's more so designed for your big Murray cod swim baits, your big barra swim baits, all that sort of stuff. Great if you're hooking a metre long barra, not so great if you hook a 50 centimetre flathead. But yeah, that's my glide baiting outfit. Well guys, that's all we've got time for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. There's plenty more fishing action to come. Leave us a comment below, hit that like button. It would be all very much appreciated. Don't forget as well, the new Sammy hats are still available on my website, sammyhitzkefishing.com. You got the navy Sammy Hitzke full logo, and you got the big hookup in grey. The link to my website is in the description below, so if you are chasing a sick hat to take with you out in the water, make sure you hit the website and go check them out. Until next week guys, have a good one. Hope you're getting a few fish. I'll see you next week on Sunday, 4 PM. Cheers.